fucking awkward. People just saw me video myself. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I'm Shannon Middlemiss, and welcome. Today's video is about me moving overseas at the age of 18 and what you need to know and what you need to know in general. It's the same thing. So I got asked quite a few questions, but I'm just going to start with the basics. So I'm going to first start off with money. So when moving overseas, you need to save as much money as you possibly can. So for what I did 2 years ago, I knew I was moving to Australia at the mindset, so I knew to get a full-time job, save as much as I could, which I did let down on a bit, like I didn't save as much as I should have. But me moving here, I spent all my money in the first month, which wasn't the best. Well, not all my money, but mainly all my savings that I had saved to move over here, it all went in the first pretty much month. Which I regret. I should have like had the mindset, but when you've got all that money, you're just like, I've moved countries, I need to buy, I need to get this, I need to get that. You get so excited, but you don't look at the negatives where you're going to have a job, you're going to have the bills, you need to buy a car, you need to do this, you need to do that, which I stuffed up on. So I'm going to read out some of the bills that you guys need to realise that I never realised I needed to pay, or I did realise but didn't realise how much it was going to cost. The license was a really big issue for me. I found I needed to pay money, so you pay for a year, 2 years, 3 years. I paid for a year because I decided I don't know how long I'll be here, but I didn't also realise that because I'm only 18 and I had my full in New Zealand free under just a year, I need to do a whole license thing again. So I'm on my bread peas for a month, and then I change over to my green peas, where you sit on that till you turn 20 and then you can take them off. But because I'm under 18, I've been my full for a year, that I now need to have red peas and need to set a test, which is unfortunate, but it's okay, you gotta do what you gotta do. Also the job, I worked for Glassons back in Christchurch, so I got to transfer over to the Australian branch, which then I had an interview still, and I had to do all what you do for a normal job. Would have the interview, do the signed contracts, learn new, because Australia is completely different to New Zealand, do your wage salary, you're gonna do all that stuff before you got it. I ended up getting given an assistant manager position, where it was Sunday to Thursday nights, and I have 2 days off, which is my Friday and Saturday nights, which is really good, works for me, I love it. And my store's only 2 minutes down the road, so I drive there in the mornings and drive home. I would walk, but it's so hilly and it's really dark at night, so I'm like, see, I'm not doing that. My bond, I didn't realise, obviously I did know you had to pay a bond, but I didn't realise how much it was going to cost. People pay thousands for a bond, which I was in the headspace where I wasn't thinking I was going to have to pay as much, but you need to put down like your 2 weeks also for rent, you need to pay for your bond, you need to pay for like bills in the house, like paying off for a fridge, paying other things off in the house that you need to pay. So you have other bills that you need to do, which I forgot about as well, so there was more bills on top of it, of my savings I needed to spend. Other is car. So you need to get a car when you first move here. I got it within the first 3 days. I knew I needed something that I could go to and just set myself out and be like, that's my home for now. Like if I felt like at my house, if I felt left out, felt weird, or if I needed to just go somewhere, jump in my car and I felt safe. That's what I felt was the best thing that I did when I first moved here, was save enough so I could have a car when I first moved here. But one thing that caught me out was I needed to pay for a rego. You also need to have money, because it's not a Warren Fitness over here, it's just you get it checked up and you just get papers written down saying it's safe to be on the road, and then you pay for your rego. And it depends on how much your car is. So if your car's like 10,000, your rego is going to cost you like what, 2 grand? Well, not that much actually. Mine was not that much. My car like cost me like $500 in rego-ish, and then you needed to pay like an extra $200 for your license. Then you need to pay something else because how long your rego is going to last for. So you pay for your rego, and then you pay for how much you want to go for. I only did 6 months because I didn't know how long I'm going to be here once again. But other than that, it's all different at different costs and all that stuff. Let me turn this camera thing around because I keep staring at myself. So yeah, you have your license, you have your job, you've got your bond, and you've got your car. That's all for so far. That's all bills that are like you need to know about before you move overseas, because they cost a lot. That was the most hardest thing I did. That cost me a lot. Obviously, car insurance is a massive thing, rego is a massive thing. There's just so many bills you don't understand that you've got to pay. Obviously on top of that, you've got your phone bill, you've got your groceries. Oh, there's just so much. You just feel like you base your head at like money the whole time you live here. You're just like money, 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 and you stress yourself out and you feel like you've got none. But you know you've got some, but you're just still like, nah, like it's not enough. A question that I got was, where did I move to? I moved to Brisbane in Australia, so that's an hour drive from the Gold Coast. So yeah, it's different here. I'm not loving it, but I'm liking it. How old was I when I moved? So I was 18 in like 3 months. So yeah, 18 in 3 months. Am I planning on coming home anytime soon? This stage, I really want to, but I know I need to stick it out and just do what I can with my job, with my house and everything. The lease in this house ends in April, so I just know I need to stick till then and see what I want to do. But it's hard when you just know you've got all your friends, you've got all your families, they're going out Saturday nights while you're at home. Like, you could be going out, but you just feel like FOMO because you're not with them, or it's just a lot to take in. Like, you just know that every single day is going to just get harder and harder and harder, which it shouldn't. But that's probably the hardest thing I've had to deal with, was leaving my family and friends behind, knowing that they're all together still, but I'm in a different country. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm getting emotional. Lol. My makeup. Like, this was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, and like, it's just not as you imagine it before you move over kind of thing. Like, you imagine it to be this amazing life, but I don't know. Do you miss the people at home and your family? Why am I crying? No, I'm not. Yeah, so it's one thing that's making me want to move home a lot. So I really want to move home because obviously I miss my family, I've missed my cat a lot, and I miss my best friends that I knew I shouldn't. That was one thing that held me back from moving over here, was my best friends, because I just knew I hated Christchurch. I hated it with a passion. I just knew everywhere I went I just didn't like. I wasn't enjoying myself. Everything I was doing, I just didn't enjoy it, which that's why I wanted to move overseas. Now, me moving overseas, I have learnt a lot. I have never flattered in my life. I have never moved countries. I've never been on a plane flight by myself before overseas. Everything is brand new. I have my own bills, everything. So everything at once was just so overwhelming, which has made me realise you need to be switched on when moving overseas. It changes you as a person a lot as well. You have a lot of things in your mind that you just need to make sure you have it all certain, you have it all correct, and you just have it all set for you so you can do it all. One thing I did realise was who was your best friends and who wasn't your good friends, and who you really trusted back at home kind of thing. You know, who are the ones who message you every day, every night, every week to check up on you. You wouldn't just get a Snapchat, you wouldn't just get that, you'd actually get a nice message saying, how are you? What are you doing this week? What's your plans for tonight? Just in general, like, that was the best thing I ever got, was from a few people I knew. Just messaging you, just being like, hi, so what are you doing tonight? Even though they went with me, they genuinely just wanted to ask just to make sure I was good, all that, which I didn't get exactly much of. But I did obviously have the people that did ask, so which made me feel a lot better. How was my plane flight over? That's the weirdest question I got. That plane ride, me walking through those international like doors, was the hardest thing, with 10 of my friends outside the gate, my family, my grandparents, my mum's friends who I was close with. Probably the hardest thing I've ever done was saying goodbye, because I didn't know when I was coming back, when I would see them next and all that. I did stop crying the whole plane flight. People probably were like, what the hell is she doing? Because I went to the toilet about 20 times because I was like so embarrassed. But that's what happens. Everyone does it. Everyone leaves someone or something at home and they've got to get over it somehow. It's the hardest thing you've ever got to do, but you've got to do it. One question I got was, do you regret your decision? I will never regret anything I do, and if I do regret it, I have to have a pretty much like know why I'm regretting it. I would never regret this decision, because if I didn't do it, I would regret myself not doing it. Thing is, me doing this has explained to myself what I've done it for. Like, it might not have the best outcome that I wanted it to come to, but I know that you need to give everything a shot. You can't just sit at home and just be like gay and just be sitting at home by yourself and just be like, I wish I could do this, and not giving it a shot. You need to give everything a shot these days, and that's what I've realised from me moving away. You can give everything a shot. Could turn out shit, could turn out good, but just why not give it a go without seeing, you know? I did get one question, how did you just get up and leave? Were you scared, laugh out loud? Yes, I cried for nights and nights and nights, and with the day I was at the airport, I turned to my friends and said, I don't want to leave. But all I knew was, I'm just saying that because I don't want to leave, but I know I've got to leave in a way. So it's scary as hell. You just need to give it a shot, or else you're never going to do it. So yeah, scary. How long was my swim? What the when am I coming home? So I think you think I'm living there, but I don't know. I'm coming home in February the 21st, and then I'm going to lecture cave, and then I'm doing some stuff for a week, and then I'm coming back home, and I'm not going to say I'm coming back home, but I'll like to come home for a wee bit, like a bit long, couple months or something. Hopefully May, but then I'm like, why would I come back like near winter? Like, ugh. What you guys didn't know was I planned to move actually to Australia in January, end of January 2019. But I got a message from one of the girls who live in this flat and said, this chick's moving out, do you want to just move now pretty much? And I messaged her and said, I'm booking my flight tomorrow night. And I came that month because I had a month for my work to leave. And then I left the like next couple of days after I quit my job. So I did not have it planned either. I did not know how much money I was taking over. I didn't know pretty much anything. Like what car I was going to buy, where I'd be working. I knew nothing. So it was like fresh as to me. What did I envision before moving here? There's a few, like I got quite a few questions about that. Like what did I think I was going to do before I moved here? So what I had my mind set to when I moved, before I moved here, was I was going to get a cool job. I was going to have as much money as I can. I was going to live in a cool flat with some real cool chicks, which I'm doing. But I didn't, I dreamed it to be, I'll be in like a beautiful, amazing mansion. Actually, no, I didn't. What the hell, I'm dreaming. I'm in a real nice house. What, hey, this is how I want to word it. What I imagined before I moved here was something that definitely hasn't happened. I overthought it way too much and had a mindset for this magical life I was going to have. Did not have it. I do have a really cool life, but what you guys see on Instagram, all that shit these days with people post, it's not real. It could be real, but you see 1 second in their life in that photo. It's nothing that's going to be like, boom. Like, photos I post, I get DMs from you guys being like, you have the best lives ever, I'm so jealous. You guys don't see me come home at night and just sit in my room on Saturday nights and just watch all my friends go out drinking. You don't see me at work doing 11, 12-hour shifts most days, working my ass off because I have this going on, but like, I don't know, I feel like social media is such a big thing these days where you guys don't see the real people. And I'm not saying that I'm massive or anything, but I'm just saying I'm a normal person like you. You guys see the stuff online that you want to see. You don't see the shit that I don't want you to see, kind of thing. I have stuff that you don't want to see. You know, I don't know how to explain it. It's too hard. Like, social media is just too much. So thanks guys for watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you have any more questions, my social media links will be all down below. So if you've got any questions, make sure to flick them through, as I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.